Some people might think of a vacation as just relaxing on a beach. Well, definitely not today. I went to a fantasy world with 10,000 amazing people. And I was mostly running around with giant cheese and wine props. Because I'm French.
Oui.
Okay, come with me, we're going LARPing, and it's going to be an adventure. In the magical land of Germany. For us, living in the south of France, it's a bit of a trip to go there, but it is totally worth it. Also, I love trains, and it gives me some time to add the finishing touches on the costumes I made. I mean, who isn't hand sewing on the way to the costume event? So from the south of France, we go to Paris, meet up with a friend, and rent a car there. It's 6 a.m., ready for 8 hours in the car. I'm so tired. Okay, so there's still 7 hours of travel by car, so we have 7 hours to learn German.
Santé. Prost.
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 Prost!
Das Essen war lecker.
Ah, das Essen war lecker.
Das Essen war lecker.
Das Essen war lecker.
Guten Appetit.
Oui, bah, guten Appetit.
Je vous invite à déjeuner.
Ah,
Ich lade Sie zum Mittagessen ein.
ich
Lade Sie zum Mittagessen ein.
Es lade Sie Stunde West ein.
Ich lade Sie zum Mittagessen ein.
Ich lade die Stunde bitte.
Ich lade Sie zum Mittagessen ein.
Ich lade die Stunde Mittag. Ah, no.
Salz.
Salz? Oh, okay.
Salz.
Salz. Suddenly, Belgium. Can you see the change? Nope. C'est ça, Charleroi? Comandante Che Guevara. Déjà vu, I just been in this place before. Je suis là, chez maintenant. Our camp is almost set up. We have to finish by today, and tomorrow we start the game. But right now, I have to fix up my costume. Look, I asked the Marquis for help because these bags were a little bit too red, and he said, "Oh, sure, no problem, I will fix that." And this is what he did. Look, he dyed everything red with all the stains of the black. And now I have to fix it. Let's go. We prepare so many things for this event. It's months of finding weird ideas and research and trying to make everything happen. There's of course a lot of costumes, but also decor and just funny gimmicks. I love how the whole group just brainstorms a bunch of silly ideas and trying to find ways to make it happen. Everybody is crafting fun things. C'est la collection de couillettes.
Ah, elles sont magnifiques.
Elles sont belles les braguettes.
Elles sont magnifiques.
Ah mais t'en as toute une collection.
Mais oui. Regarde-moi ça, vas-y.
Celle-là, elle est belle.
Celle-là,
Elle est belle.
elle est belle. Elle manque un peu de doré, mais la forme est beaucoup plus intéressante.
Costume.
Celle-là, elle est fun.
Tu vas arriver?
Bah au moins t'es protégé au combat quoi.
Bah ouais.
Franchement, c'est classe. Ah ouais, ça manquait.
Ah bah oui, non mais c'est parfait.
Ok, bon, c'est marché conclu. Merci.
The whole day was spent setting up camp and just crafting and enjoying the site. We're not in-game yet, but slowly getting into the ambience. Showing off the new things that everybody brought. Some had more success than others.
Il y a des choses qui ont déraillé lors de cette organisation.
Pas besoin de meuf. J'ai ma bouteille.
Ah là, c'est magnifique. Please excuse my French. I mean the amount of French you might hear in this video. The Conquest of Mythodea is this gigantic event where everybody can be basically whatever they want in a fantasy setting. And it is an event in Germany with a lot of international people. So although German is the main language, most people will speak in English. And sometimes plenty of other languages. And in the beginning, the reason we chose to have our group be French, but like in a very dumb way, it's because some of us don't speak that well in English, or even not at all. So having the worst French accent, it's kind of making it easier for them in our group. When you look at the amazing groups at this event who are so good, who look so fierce and so beautiful. When we created our company 4 years ago, we were never gonna be the most powerful or the most beautiful, but we could be the most French. The main inspo was, I don't know if you played the DLC of The Witcher 3, which is Blood and Wine. That was the historical fantasy artistic direction we went through while being quite stupid as well. Our mantra is that we do stupid things, but in a very serious way. The game will start tonight. So half of the day is still preparation. Here the Marquis is doing his nails, which is actually a very good tip during LARP, because even though we have hot shower 24 hours a day, keeping your nails clean during camping and just running around in the dirt all day is kind of a challenge. So opaque nail polish, very good idea. More crafting and chilling, more hand sewing, may I say dangerous hand sewing.
Ça va aller, ça va aller.
Ah, je suis pas bien.
Est-ce qu'il y a quelqu'un qui a besoin d'une petite réparation costume? On verra demain. Après la bataille.
Monte ton costume. Tourne, fais la beauté. Oh là 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 là. Oh, regardez-moi, ce plateau de fromage. Incroyable, merveilleux. Et même, les petits fromages à la chair. Oh, magnifique. The Fromagician.
She's a mancer!
Beautiful. This is some maneuvers, a little bit of training on how to hold the vine, follow orders during the fight. This is Kayla, she's so cool.
But first, lunch. As goofy French obsessed with cheese and wine, of course on camp we also need to have a reputation about food. So one of our pride is to bring a full stove with burners, an oven, also a fridge, and we have 2 cooks on our camp, and we have at least 1 hot meal at our camp every day for 50 people. Yes, that does include dessert.
Donc ça c'est les fondants au chocolat pour midi.
And we usually bring a lot more to offer to all of our guests and to expand the cultural influence of the Sauvignon Company. That is my favorite thing about the group. As an example, I was walking into a camp of evil, mean, strong Vikings. And as a peasant nobody, they were initially like, "What do you want?" But the change on their faces when I offered apple crumble fresh from the oven, that was just priceless. I love this group. Anyway, people start to get more and more in-game. There are briefings, you try to see who you're gonna be interacting with a lot. Personally, my character is kind of a chronicler, so I make little drawings, kind of comic strips with little jokes and try to draw the people there. I usually prepare a lot of papers with already printed frames and medieval characters that I found on the internet. So it is faster during the event to add some accessories, add more characters, and just write what's going on. And if the depiction is not accurate, well, it's an artistic license, so you can't say anything. Also, being this character gives me an excuse to go around and film. Players are not supposed to film. I am part of the technically authorized people. There is a little training involved. I need to make sure that I'm not disrupting too much with the camera. That's why I am not an important character. I just want to be able to go anywhere just to see what people are up to. But back in the camp, there's already secrets being covered, messages being decoded, which I have to illustrate, of course.
C'est le E. Alors, tu peux déjà nous aider en arrêtant de dire le J c'est le S. Parce que ça vraiment, ça nous...
Then casually printing some money. Or like hammering, I guess. I don't know. Then we had Vulpes the artist coming to bring a painting of the Marquis, but also some sexy calendars.
It was a pleasure to paint and draw. You buy me 1 or 2 calendar if I...
The Marquis accueilli.
Yes?
I really enjoy everyone's art at the Conquest.
For the Valentine. Oh, thank you. And enjoy it.
But enough of the art. It is time for the first battle.
Ich bin gerne Nordsoldat. Ich bin gerne Nordsoldat. Hast dich drauf als Zahnbelag. Hast dich drauf als Zahnbelag. Schreib dich ein als Nordsoldat. Schreib dich ein als Nordsoldat.
Okay, so right now I'm hidden in the corner of the gigantic field. Wait, look at that. There is about 2,000 people fighting over there. Do you see the smoke coming up? And here is the army reserves, a few battalions, and they are going to show up when needed to hold the front lines. Given the amount of people in these battles, you really have like an actual war strategies with battalions, and there's people giving orders, and if you don't hold the line, it's actually how you lose the fight. It's so fun, it's incredible to see. Of course I'm not going in there, or should I? I'll see what I can do. What the hell is this? Did we do? Oh, there are so many dogs in little outfits. Oh, I got distracted again. Okay, back to the battle. I am now hiding in the other side of the field. It's a big field. Okay, we are way closer to the front line. I was over there. So these are only of the black ones. You can see they are black and blue. This is our healing station. Healing basket. Okay, we're ready.
Attention la blabla.
C'est le swag. Oh là là.
Voilà.
Coffee? Anyone? That's okay. It was the end of the battle anyway. And all my batteries died that night, so I only have a few pictures of the human slot machine at the casino.
Okay. Ding!
Oh.
Ding! Ding! Oh! Il a gagné!
J'ai jamais gagné autant d'argent en 3 ans.
C'est facile de gagner de l'argent.
That night was fun, but let's go to bed. So we are making a love letter from the Sauvignon. In the morning, the Sauvignon kitchen is getting ready to prepare the feast of tonight. This is like the fancy dinner of the Marquis, where we also have a few guests here.
Faut bien choisir, tu vois, le chou.
Ouais.
C'est un chou qui se choisit. Lequel tu fourres, lequel tu fourres pas. Et même le lardon, tu vois, tous les lardons ne sont pas pareils. Il y a des gros lardons ventrus et il y a des lardons moins ventrus.
Ah bah oui.
Béchamel fini.
So we need to bring the big guns. And by big guns, I mean petit chou à la béchamel, blanquette de veau, lots and lots of cheese, and some blueberry pavlova for dessert. But that's for dinner, so I'm just spending the day hanging out in town and just see what's going on the battlefield, maybe? Honestly, I don't even fight, but I always go to the battle at least just half an hour to see the ambience. This is just so cool to look at. I feel like I'm in a movie every time. Every group has their style, every group has their ambiance, and we might be just some goofy Bretonians, but our fighters on the battlefield are pretty good too.
Back!
Le fromage est sauf.
Regarde vers le ciel là. Ouais.
Cheese on push!
C'est comme ça qu'on prend la soupe.
A relaxing afternoon spent at the camp. It was a very hot day, so... That's also something that I love at the Conquest, that it's technically 5 days, so you don't have to constantly run around. You can start to have little routines, just walk around and chill. It really feels like a vacation, which I enjoyed a bit too much that day because I completely forgot to film the feast. So here are some guests giving you a review.
We were lucky enough to be invited there, and we I think the expectations, right? So we're at a LARP, we're in the middle of a field. So we're like, cool, we're going to eat or whatever. Like she said, though, they have a full kitchen back there. And there is it the winomancer? Literal magic. So no matter where we were in the camp, she had a bell with her. And if she saw that we had an empty cup, she'd ring it. And he would be there like the second the bell toned.
Sometimes he was there before she rang it. He would just, I guess, see her raise her arm. I saw so we were with Beol for some of that, and she looked over and saw Beol's cup was empty. She's like, like the travesty. So she raises her arm, and then by the time Beol looks over at the motion of her raising her arm, there is a wine bottle coming between them to pour the glass of wine, because I saw him from a distance talking to someone, and he was just tilted just enough so the second his eye caught the motion, you saw him turn and then like launch himself
with the wine. But then he would show up like even past the point where you can see him coming. You one ding of the bell and he'd be just over your shoulder filling your cup already.
There was one time we were at dinner already, and you must have planned this, because like you're like, does anyone need wine? And then you ring it and he comes up from underneath the table.
Every time he jumps up, he goes, wait! And started pouring the wine. It was like perfect.
I think it was the closest to actual magic I have ever experienced. Like I've been to a lot of fantasy games, and the Winomancer was the closest to actual like delightful magic I have ever experienced. And then the actual like wine and cheese, I can say with certainty that the especially the cheese and the wine we had at the beginning was the first time that I had ever had wine and cheese together and been like, no, this makes sense. They do make each other better. I understand
the pairings. Yeah. Man, the food was incredible, and then at the end there was just a full wine tasting, like little cups.
You can't skip past the meringue. The meringue was the best meringue I've ever had in my life. Genuinely. Yeah. And it was made in a field. Let your chefs know. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, that was a gold star on my experience right there. That was so much fun for us. And if anyone goes to Conquest, seek out the camp of Sauvignon.
Also, or just look on the battlefield and look for giant wheels of cheese rolling at the enemy and follow it backwards, and you will find them.
So it's the morning. We are installing a little bit of a picnic at the most inconvenient place of all, in front of the guard camp. There are a few French-speaking camps nearby. I mean, Bretonians. The Sauvignon are the blue ones, and the black and white here are the Caradoc company.
60, on a du pain frais et des tartes toute la journée. Non, on mange pour 80, alors qu'on est juste quelque chose
Attends, regarde.
Ah, mieux, bah oui.
T'avais pas le bon angle.
And we randomly decided to organize la fête des voisins to invite more neighboring camps to share our food.
Long altitude dans le soir. Alors, on est pas bien, hein?
After that, a group of Japanese players invited us in their camp to give us a tea ceremony. I never thought I would have my first traditional matcha tea in a fantasy setup in Germany. You never know what's gonna happen to you here. Thank you to the Yata clan, who are also pretty awesome on the battlefield. I'm in town right now, and there is some illegal fighting in the pirates' ring. Let me show you. I dropped the camera, and now it's over. But that was just a quick walk in town because I got to get ready for the literature event.
And I wanted nothing more than to touch him, there and everywhere else. But his clothing had to go in order for that to happen.
Another hilarious layer for me during that show was that the chief of the Caradoc here had forbidden his soldiers to come to the smut puppets.
You're always looking for someone else.
So they came anyway, with the worst disguises and speaking Italian. It was so funny, and it made the show even better for those of us who knew.
Eh ben, bon appétit!
enjoying a night in town with a fire show and also just having a nice drink in a tavern. And that was a very well spent day.
Good morning, adventurer. Do you accept the quest? Oh, it's been fun.
Today is the last in-game day. We need to bring all of our weapons. So that means more cheese for la fromagicienne.
J'ai un level up de costume. T'es bien en fromage Super Saiyan? Oui.
We are on our way to make the final fondue. C'est la peña dorée. C'est la peña Sauvignon. Allez, allez, on la joue ça.
Encore une fois. Allez, allez.
The fromagician and the winomancer are preparing their cheese wine pairing ritual.
Formation pique-nique.
Formation pique-nique. Mettez les victuailles.
To the cheese fire! Alors le photographe, tu vis ta meilleure vie?
Ouais, c'est génial.
I went to bed very late that night, and even though we are camping, I have to say it's very nice to be able to take a hot shower at 3 a.m., unless you're very much in a rush. I am tired. Apologies for my zombie-like, no-makeup face. But let's get in costume, because it's the last day, so it's my last chance to run around and see what people are up to. You never really know what shenanigans people invent. For example, the journalists were forbidden entry in the northern camp. So they decided to protest for the freedom of the press, metaphorically and literally burying it.
Est-ce qu'on sait quand ça sera le fest-noz?
At the Caradoc camp, I got offered a live portrait painting. Something that I didn't mention before is that during the event I got very lucky to meet a few of you. People who watched this channel and came in to chat and show me their crafts. I know that I missed some of you and I'm sorry. This event is so large and there's so much to do all the time.
Mademoiselle.
Ah, bonjour.
Can you tell me your name?
Absolutely. My name is Chardonnette. I am the chronicler of the Sauvignon. If you don't know who we are the troop of the wine and the cheese. Find the golden cock and you will find us. The Sauvignon.
Quoi? Sacre bleu. Sacre bleu.
I witness, I don't judge. I just relate the event as I related it to me without any changes, little changes, but not too much. That's good.
Anything else you want to tell the world?
Das ist eine große Kartoffel. I'm trying.
Back in town, or in the Tross, how the locals call it, we did some more shopping.
Enlève ton chapeau peut-être.
And suddenly found a hidden entrance to a casino that I've never found before.
They gave us 1 coin at the entrance, and I have to win something, or I might not make it out.
Non, je crois que c'est là.
Ah,
je crois que c'est là.
oui.
Alors?
He's very happy.
Ah oui, that's not cheap. That's not cheap. Very nice.
Yes, one shot. Yeah.
Mets tout sur le rouge. On joue tout, forcément, on est obligé de jouer sur le rouge.
Ah, mais oui, mais oui. Ah, oui. On met sur le rouge. Le rouge.
Non, non, vas-y. Red 5. 20 black.
Merci beaucoup. Last meal in town, I also didn't mention that all the food vendors here are amazing and there's constant entertainment. I just love spending time in town. There is food, there is music, there are in-game shops and services, but also actual shops for very cool stuff. Many families and people just enjoying their life in this magical land. I finally had a Frivolita card to get signed by a celebrity. It's so nice to be that free here, free to invent all your own story, while being in a safe and well-made environment that is made for you to build those stories for others. Because in the end, the real treasure is the friends you made along the way. Okay, that's a bit of a cheesy ending. No, I'm sorry. Don't go, please, subscribe!